was born in it, molded by... Ah! Who put that there?
LEGO first made its jump into video games 31 years ago with LEGO Fun to Build on the Sega Pico. Since then, games framed around the colourful Danish bricks and their iconic minifigures have practically become a genre of their own. And that's in no small part thanks to developer Traveller's Tales' approach to action platforming and collectible-filled worlds based on many pop culture properties, with LEGO Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight having just been released. That run isn't showing any sign of slowing down either. But TT Games isn't the only studio to have translated plastic into pixels, with racing games and riffs on Nintendo classics now all part of the LEGO video game library. It wasn't easy to narrow it down, but these are our top 10 LEGO games of all time, so far. It's odd to think it took over 20 years for a LEGO driving game to make a splash, after the turn of the millennium gave us the LEGO and Drome Racers series, but 2K Drive was worth the wait. An open world that embraces creative freedom when it comes to building vehicles of your own design, from a practically unlimited combination of bricks. It's a true car playground that borrows some of the best aspects from the likes of Mario Kart and Burnout Paradise. Unfortunately, a frustrating microtransaction-packed store and inability to share your car designs with other players holds it back from being a truly great LEGO game. But it's one still worthy of losing too much time to. It's fast, furious, and undoubtedly fun, which makes it all the more shame that 2K Drive has just recently been delisted on all digital storefronts, with online multiplayer servers being wound down in May of 2027. Play it while you can, it's a joy.
Hello, Bricklandia! I'm Vicki Wheeler.
And I'm Parker Carr. Today's top story.
You driving fast! Really fast!
LEGO Voyagers is a co-op puzzle platformer that packs tons of charms into the tiny 1x1 blue and red bricks you and a friend guide through its adventure. Borrowing an almost Pixar-like approach to its non-verbal journey, it's a consistently smart take on the type of two-player toy box that developer Hazelight has popularized over recent years, albeit on a smaller scale. Fun for all ages, it echoes that feeling of playing with LEGO on a rainy afternoon with a few hours of problem solving packed into its beautifully presented environments. Each shiny like newly unboxed bricks, an evolution of the already great LEGO builder's journey, Voyagers took the next step, of which we hope there are plenty more to be taken with this type of LEGO game. We had high expectations when LEGO Harry Potter Years 1 through 4 was initially released. Thankfully, the detail that went into every corner of the game was instantly enthralling. Not only does the story follow the books and Harry Potter movies closely, but LEGO Harry Potter is also an expansive and fresh take on the magical world itself. You're able to adventure through secret passageways in Hogwarts, see each thoughtfully designed common room up close, and even fly on a broomstick and play Quidditch. The continuation of the story with the second game, LEGO Harry Potter Years 5 through 7, lets you explore the world even further by going to places like Zonko's Joke Shop, Godric's Hollow, and even London. This is made even more wonderful thanks to fantastic graphics, rewarding exploration, and levels that are classic LEGO design in the best way possible. Later released as a collection containing both games, LEGO Harry Potter packs a lot of magic into one box. An unashamed riff on Nintendo's Mario Party formula, LEGO Party managed to stamp its own style onto its plastic game board, filled to the brim with fun mini-games from obstacle course dashes and Rocket League-like car football to BMX bike courses and twists on Hungry Hungry Hippos. It has more than enough of its own ideas to distinguish itself, especially to those who don't own a Nintendo console. Its game show style wrapping adds a comic edge to proceedings too, as do the small quirks of its minifigure contestants that can be customized to your heart's content. As funny as it is enjoyably frustrating when things get heated, it takes that Mario Party blueprint and builds something fresh from it. No mean feat when aiming to ape the charm and inventiveness that Nintendo brings to the table. LEGO Batman 2 DC Superheroes was the first of TT Games' creations to turn players loose in an open world, and in this case it was the massive Gotham City hub world. While the open worlds of subsequent LEGO games have been often better, it's hard to ignore the charm of seeing Batman's stomping grounds given the LEGO treatment, an improvement over the original in almost every way, and the high point of the LEGO Batman series at the time. It appeals to DC fans and comic fans in general with a roster full of well and lesser known characters. Have you ever wanted to play as General Zod, Killer Moth, and Captain Boomerang in LEGO form? LEGO Batman 2's got your back. With tons of areas to explore, dozens upon dozens of collectibles and unlockables to discover, the undeniable charm of LEGO games is in full effect. And of course, Batman and all his suit-based powers. LEGO Batman 2 is not only one of the best LEGO games, it's also one of the best Batman games.
You like Shark, Batman? Because I think they're going to like you!
LEGO Star Wars has the unique honor of being the first pop culture property to be given the LEGO treatment, reimagining that galaxy far, far away's iconic characters, creatures, and vehicles as chunky modular construction sets was like striking gold bricks. While Star Wars video games have been around almost as long as Star Wars movies, the minimalist polygonal nature of Star Wars in LEGO form was ripe for video gamification. LEGO Star Wars was released amidst a deluge of merchandise and tie-ins aligned with Revenge of the Sith's theatrical release, and it very easily could have been a forgettable cash grab. Instead, Traveller's Tales infused the game with its trademark blend of puzzle platforming, collectibles, and humor. LEGO Star Wars 2, the original trilogy, kept the momentum going the following year, appealing to older Star Wars fans who might have been less keen on the prequels. And the rest, as they say, is history. If not for the precedent set by those two little games, we probably wouldn't be making this video. After nearly 2 decades of creating LEGO Star Wars video games, the team at Traveller's Tales could have easily compiled content from their previous games, thrown in a few new Rise of Skywalker levels, and called it a day. Instead, they decided to completely overhaul the combat, the camera, the overworld structure, and literally every single Star Wars level, character, and vehicle within. This game is packed with a staggering amount of things to do and collect for both casual Star Wars fans and those who instantly recognize a minifig based on Malakili the Rancor Keeper. Not only does LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga let you play through wacky video game makeovers of the mainline numbered Star Wars films, it also brings in references, nods, and collectibles based on the spin-off movies, the television shows, and so much more. LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga is a deeper, more comprehensive, and more action-packed take on LEGO games, and an approach we saw influence the most recent entry, Legacy of the Dark Knight.
But it made me a better cop. A smarter, faster cop.
There are a ton of open-world action games that let you steal cars, take down criminals, and customize your character in a sprawling modern metropolis, but few of them are rated E for everyone. LEGO City Undercover ticks all of those boxes and gives players the closest thing we've ever had to a LEGO Grand Theft Auto game for kids. Not only is the world impressively large and packed with fun collectibles, activities, and hilarious references to vintage buddy cop action movies, it's also got a surprisingly great story with a ton of wit and charm. Most LEGO games shine because of the movie series or popular licensed property they're based on, but LEGO City Undercover proves that LEGO games can be fantastic and fun using their own ideas. LEGO Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight successfully completes 2 missions. It satiates the thirst of those mourning the lack of a new Rocksteady Arkham game, as well as those wanting a brand new LEGO open world to hoover up every collectible in. An endlessly charming send-up of every live-action Batman movie, it remixes famous scenes into its own story of the rise of Bruce Wayne's alter ego. Legacy of the Dark Knight is an evolution of the LEGO formula that expands on the breadth of its combat options, while still sticking close to the puzzle platforming ideals that have made TT Games' release so beloved for over 2 decades. Favoring a reduced-size roster of 7 members of the extended Bat family over the much more traditional 100-strong characters list of previous LEGO games, it deepens the skill set of each, from Catwoman to Nightwing, arming them with interesting gadgetry for use both in and out of combat. Throw in classic LEGO slapstick humor, a fully customizable Batcave, and dozens upon dozens of deep-cut outfits to unlock, and you've got one of the most successful fulfillments of the Batman fantasy to date, and a top-tier LEGO game.
Hulk, you have to remember to look before you leap.
Still, 13 years later, LEGO Marvel Superheroes remains the gold standard when it comes to LEGO games. An open-world Manhattan plays host to one of gaming's great collectathons, as you explore famous Marvel locations on the hunt for character tokens, building out a roster of over 150. There's a great variety found in those heroes too, with distinct movement and special abilities making each a joy, whether that be hulking out and super jumping onto the Avengers Tower, or bursting through the clouds as Iron Man and landing on the SHIELD helicarrier. But the absolute best thing LEGO Marvel Superheroes has going for it is that all of your favorite characters from the comics are allowed to play with each other. At the time of its release, the tangled web of intellectual property rights had the big screen versions of Spider-Man, the Avengers, and the X-Men existing in multiple different universes. Marvel video games were in a worse spot, and with a few exceptions, they were mostly rushed movie tie-ins. LEGO Marvel Superheroes had none of those problems. It was everything that made Marvel Comics great, reimagined in blocky plastic form with TT Games' sense of humor and attention to detail. The game even includes characters and locations that didn't, and in some cases still don't, exist as physical LEGO toys, like Xavier's mansion and Professor X himself. To no one's surprise, LEGO Marvel Avengers mostly coloured within the lines of the MCU. LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2's larger roster was noticeably missing characters whose movie rights fell under the Fox umbrella. Even if this hadn't been the case, the first game set such a high bar, it really didn't need a sequel. I mean, name another game when you could make Doctor Doom and Venom race around on the backs of escaped circus animals. What's your favourite LEGO game? Let us know in the comments below. For more, check out our review of LEGO Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight, and for everything else, stick with IGN.